Hi everyone, it's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace this week. I wanted to talk about something that is hugely important, certainly has been in my life, when it comes to ending compulsive behavior. And that of course includes eating, and that is control. Our notion of control, our relationship to control, the ideas we have about control. So this thing with eating and food, or any compulsive movement towards something, no matter what it is you're reaching for, feels out of control, right? It's out of control. And the immediate logical conclusion that the mind will make is, well, I'm out of control in these areas, in this situation, in this department. I need to get in control. I will figure out how to be in control. That's even the most offered solution out there in all the books and methods and gyms and organizations, mostly that help you find control around food and eating. Here's what you need to do. Here's the diet plan, and here's the exercise workout plan, and you're going to make yourself do it. The idea that something is missing in you, like a sense of willpower or a sense of striving or pushing or not enough energy towards just simply surrendering to the fact that you need this guidance and there's no other way, otherwise total and opposite suffering because you're out of control over there. Get in control over here. The problem with that approach is failure, an incredible sense of constant eternal failure because we never do it quite right. Even if you're somebody that finds a food plan that kind of works, and I don't want to make anyone feel like they need to go off some kind of food plan that is working, because just watch and be with it in your life. But sometimes people have come to me and they have found something that works and they're on this plan for a very, very long time, 10 years or beyond. Totally fine. I mean, what a sweet way to kind of nurture and support yourself. I just found I was interested in going beyond that need for control. So in other words, you can find a lot of rest and keeping things simple. In fact, I even recommend it. There's a food plan or maybe a way that works for you that does feel peaceful internally, the best choice possible, maybe the best out of all that you could be doing. It's the least out of control. You've got your guidance, you've got your plan, but I personally felt like I was drawn to go beyond, far beyond, that kind of way to limit myself. I wanted to throw out the scale and never weigh myself for the rest of my life. I wanted to not be thinking about food. I wanted to not be anxious about whether the thing that I needed to eat was available or not. And constantly be concerned with that. I wanted to be more open in a surrendered way. I was very, very interested in giving up all control and finding peace at the same time. So you don't have to throw out anything. Like a food plan can be incredibly wonderful, beautiful sort of scaffolding or structure. I've talked about that in other videos here. If you know that that's the best you can do and that's where you're at and what you need, I'm so glad you're giving that gift to yourself. And you can still do this work, which is to get a new relationship to, or something beyond that immediate sense of looking for control that the mind always comes up with. I know, since we're out of control, let's go find control. You need to just control yourself. Can't control the rest of the world, but you can control yourself. That's what you need, more willpower, more push, more structure. The thing is, you're still offering the same energy of war against something. That's what I always found. It was not ultimately peaceful. I'm at war against something, even if it's something inside of me I'm fighting with. And that's all the purview of the mind. The mind loves to have everything be black and white, kind of like war, peace, fighting, resting. looking at things in the world of what they sometimes call duality. So how do you go beyond it? What do we do? You know, the first thing I would say is what I often frequently say is, you got to get to know your suffering. You must get to know the part of you that is scared and therefore decides control is better. So terrified, so tricky, hard to stay with, but you can. It's only in the mind. If you remember, just notice, am I safe in this moment? Am I being supported? I mean, right now, I'm being completely supported. I'm here with a camera and technology. I'm sitting in a chair. The chair is on the floor. The house is on the ground. The earth is gigantic. I'm here. I don't know anything really more, but I am living life. I feel the breath and the energy and the experience of being alive in this moment. And so do you all. And there's something just completely open-handed about that, right? No control at all. I'm here on planet Earth. I was born. I did not come up with that idea. This mind is just activated, kind of running around with me and perceiving things as like I'm a separate person. But really, I'm very, very connected and very dependent. I am not in control. Can I be interested in not being in control and joyful? Can I be curious about where I am not in control and notice if I'm okay? So, best recommendation on where to begin is just simply to study the moments when you think, my God, I'm out of control. I am so out of control and it's so painful. Write down why. Make your sentences very, very, very simple. Like all the things that are threatening to you in the moment. My boss hates me. My coworker criticizes me. I'm not safe. I could get a disease and die. People don't like me. My mother didn't like me 40 years ago. This traumatic things that have happened. Difficult, I know, because we sometimes want to look away from those things. But the trouble is, when you look away and you want to dismiss them and pretend they aren't there and like just get yourself together and pull yourself together and get in control, right, of your current life situation, those things are running like you left the computer on in the background and it's hooked up to a battery power. You know, it's plugged in and it's just not stopping. And it's there running in the background. And to look at it directly and study it is going to be your way into experiencing peace and freedom. You can actually, even saying that is a little bit tricky because it sounds like you have to do this thing in order to get to peace and freedom. You don't even have to do that. But if you're noticing that without doing it, you're spending a lot of energy avoiding looking at those things, then you may as well look. It's going to be really fun to get to know your inner world and the one that is screaming about getting into control or the one that's screaming about how out of control you are. Give those voices some say. Let them write. You know, you can even name them a different person if you want to. That really nasty, evil, mean one that's inside of you that is so brutal, you know, right from that perspective, that point of view, because it's there for a reason of safety and trying to protect you from threat and trying to protect you from being out of control. And it's just not working. It's stressful. There's a way to be open and out of control and love it. Be peaceful with it. Because ultimately, we all are completely out of control. 100%. And to make friends with that is going to be the most wonderful peace and sense of happiness that you could possibly give yourself. And believe me, it also ends the sense of needing to compulsively consume anything. All right, let me know how it goes.